Hello, welcome to Flooring Models. A little bit of a special show for you. Every now and again we like to showcase certain modelers, and there's a dual purpose to this one because the latest member of the team to be joining us is the very own Mr. Matthew Ball.
Hello.
Good evening, welcome to you.
Thank you very much.
You should be at home in that chair. You've been here more times than probably anyone else.
At least fifth time this year, I think.
Yeah, that's it. You've been here a lot. Anyway, Matt is going to be joining us as part of the team. Now, twofold type of thing to this. As some of you might know, I had, in conjunction with another company, a little thing where we used to offer members discounts to models and things like that. We used to have the Kit Buyers Club. Now, unfortunately, due to the other company dissolving, and left us sort of high and dry, that ended last year. Matt actually has a modelling company as a part-time venture.
Yes, yeah I do, yeah.
And things like that. So Matt has obviously been a member of the site for, how long have you been here? 7 years?
We worked out.
7
years, yeah.
So yeah, he's pretty much a long-time member, and obviously I know Matt really, really well. So we've sort of come together for a collaboration. There's a little bit of a joint venture to set up a brand new company. Which will be working alongside Flooring Models to bring you guys kits, brand new kits and everything else like that. And then obviously you'll be getting a fantastic Flooring Models discount on all the kits you see. Now we can get for you everything.
Everything.
Absolutely everything. Between both of us, we can get you everything.
Yeah,
so what we're going to try and do is obviously get you guys at the best possible prices we can do to it. It's not going to be an upfront fee. This is not the Kit Buyers Club or anything else like that. Obviously, as we review kits, if you want us to get them in for you, we'll be able to get them in, and then we'll pass on the best possible discount we can possibly do. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
So there's no upfront fees or anything else. You'll just pay when you buy it. You'll be able to buy it directly off the Flooring Models site. There'll be a separate page system on there and everything else like that. But if you do want something far out and wacky, we'll do our utmost to be able to get you that particular kit. But as for you guys who haven't met Matt before, although you've been on pretty much, as I say, I'd say 7 to 10 live shows over the years and everything else. Normally for Darren's ones, and a few other ones that we used to do as well. So what I was going to do is run through with Matt his career, his life, his modelling, his likes, his dislikes, and give him an introduction even to you guys as well. So first of all, welcome.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Do we know what we're letting ourselves in for with all this modelling stuff and everything else like that?
It should be, yes. Yeah, it should be fine. It should be good.
So, starting off at the very beginning, how long have you been modelling?
Since 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Usual thing. Dad started me off kitchen table builds and kind of progressed from there really. Probably lost interest in my teens, like most people do, discovered other things, and then got back into it in my late 20s. And then proper seriously, mid-30s I would say. I think after probably joining Flooring Models, to be honest, it sort of step up from the sort of quality I was producing. Then obviously we have the meets up at Steve's on every first Sunday of every month, and meeting other like-minded people, because I've never been a member of the IPMS, never bothered to join.
Right.
Not that it didn't interest me, but just never got around to it, I suppose. And then just meeting other modellers, I say, learning off them really, you know, so taking it sort of to the next level for me at the minute. So yeah, just really good, yeah. Okay,
so favourite area or genre in the hobby?
Hard, because I've got the attention span of a 3-year-old really. I'd try anything. If it's interesting or interests me, I will have a go.
Right.
So I think the only thing I've not tried to build at the minute is a ship or a boat, but I've actually got one in the stash that.
What's that?
A Crusader ship.
Oh right.
From Zarevstas it is, and I also fancy doing the Black Pearl because I think Revel's just reboxed Zarevstas, haven't they? So I'm going to go order one of them, and I really do fancy building, you know, like something like that. But yeah, anything at the minute. I've realised, I was saying to Phil, I've got into figure painting. I've started figure painting.
Yeah.
Something that's really got me going. Really, you know, really got me interested in wanting to do it. Yeah. So and learn and pick it up. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think it's also I'm learning the media, because I use Vallejo white top.
Yeah.
And it's learning how to use them and getting the best out of them. So acrylics, it's obviously working with acrylics with figure painting for me. I'm getting there, I think. I'm getting there. The theory's there. Yeah. It's just the practice, and I think it is just sort of getting a lot of practice.
It's definitely starting to click now, because it's looking very good.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple of examples I've brought down, just I don't know if you can see them on the camera, but If they'll come up, they'll come up. This is just a standard Dragon Generation 2 figure with a Hornet head.
Yeah.
Don't really change the heads, but he's pretty much out of the box. And this one is a master box off the German tank crew that they've done, and again he's got a resin head. And obviously in his Panzer Black uniform, but yeah, it's going in the right direction.
Yeah,
definitely. Faces I definitely need a lot of practice with, I think, but you know, go forward from there and see what happens, really. So yeah,
I've been buzzed by a wildcat. Yeah,
very nice.
We get that a lot here. So okay, right. Talking through your modelling thing. So we say you're pretty much any type of kit that takes your fancy.
As long as it interests me,
yeah,
I'll
have a go at it.
Or I've been inspired by somebody else's build as well. That's that's.
So that's going to scupper my next question. Do you have a particular favourite brand of kit manufacturer?
No. I would say no.
So you pretty much anything.
I mean, you've seen some of the rubbish I buy.
Yeah.
You've reviewed it.
Yeah, I have.
So
this is a good point. If you're ever wondering who the hell would ever buy the Argosy, wasn't it?
Yep.
That was yours.
Yep, the A model kit.
And you're building that.
That Pembroke. The
Pembroke.
Well, whatever that is.
Which, if you didn't see that one, we reviewed that on the live show, didn't we? We had a bit of a live event beginning of the month. And it was probably, and I maintain it's the worst kit I've ever seen in my life. I have never seen.
It's shocking.
Well,
it is shocking.
Talk me through when you first opened that box, because you bought it off of eBay.
I got it off eBay.
And I take it on eBay. They didn't have photos showing it how bad it really was. They didn't show that incredible wing warp.
It was just the box top.
So when you opened it, when you got it through the post.
Well, yeah, I was speechless, to be honest.
And you paid
£45, I think I paid, or 40 quid. So it was around that
It's
mark.
almost worth its weight in gold.
It is,
because it weighs a ton.
Just smoked it down again, back into resin and make something else. There were two kits on at the time for sale. There was a D8 Diavelin Dove, Sea Dove, I think, and the Pembroke. Now I've got a Pembroke in 72nd, which is a special hobby kit, which again is an early special hobby kit.
Yeah.
Quite, I won't say crude, but gonna be work.
Yeah.
And I seen this one in 48th resin kit. I thought, well, we'll see what it's like. Give it a go, exactly. Give it a go and see. But it's crude.
Yes.
To be polite, it is very crude, isn't it? But I don't know, if you put my mind to it, I suppose it's buildable. it won't be a video build anytime. I'd rather build the Argosy.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I will have got the Argosy.
It's a video build.
I will have got the Argosy.
I think the Argosy as a video build would be really good as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're made model helicopters as well. I think.
Yeah. That's the other thing as well. The A model, which was the NI-10, that was it. Yeah. That was yours. That was it. Have you noticed the 22's just been released as well?
Yeah. Want that.
Yeah.
That could be on the list.
Okay, right. We'll get that one in. So pretty much. Okay. So talk me through your modelling habits. So favourite glue?
Tamiya extra thin. I actually got into the new stuff as well. Because I thought it was a bit gimmicky. The fast drying.
Oh right, yeah.
But it's not. It's actually. I've actually. Yeah, it's got its uses. It's a lot better than I thought. I thought it was just them flogging.
Yeah, a different type of glue.
Type of glue, but really, it's pretty good. But yeah, all the Tamiya, the white top, green top, whatever top, light green top is it over there? It's pretty much standard. Super glue is Zappa Gap.
Right.
That's just because I can get it really. It's So I think that's standard thing with glue. I actually still use the Revel.
Got contact here. The needle one.
The needle one for fuselage halves. Any big
joints.
Sort of big joints. I use that and then just zip it really with a bit of Tamiya extra thin. But yeah, I think they're the main glues that I use. Sanding sticks are yours. Amazing. Obviously.
Right,
Who else's?
Okay.
Fillers again. I switch. I'm a bit of a switcher with all my products, to be honest. But I've got Tamiya, Perfect Plastic Putter, Vallejo, the Guns, Mr. Surfaces.
Yeah.
I think it depends what I'm doing and what I need. I mean, I mean, one of these figures I've built is going to need milliput, basically. There's that such a bigger gap.
Yeah.
But it's just whatever I need. I mean, I've used core filler for filling stuff if necessary.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not really,
okay.
partial to anything as long as it does the job I want it to do.
And that gets us on to my next point, which is a great segue. I don't know how to do this. In your professional career,
yes,
you're actually how do you describe it?
Car painter, really.
Car painter,
restorer, painter,
yeah, and everything else like that. And you tend to work on some quite nice stuff.
I get some interesting stuff come through.
Yeah.
E-type Jags, Mark 1 Escorts.
Mm-hmm.
Get a lot of Land Rovers, I suppose, come in.
Mm-hmm.
Anything and everything, I suppose.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I won't do. The only things I can't do is because of the actual size of my spray booth is like the big vans and the camper vans, which I get a lot to ask, but I can't do because I've not
got the room.
I ain't got the facilities to do it. So, but yeah.
So this is actually gets us into my fourth point in this one. There's loads of them actually here because my gloss work, until we got talking, was pretty crap, to the point where I would avoid all gloss work whatsoever, and then you took me under your wing and taught me how to do 2-pack gloss work.
Yeah.
And you introduced me to Napier, whatever you pronounce it. And the different ways. And then, to be honest, you also sent me the gloss red, the Ducati. So that was that was the actual real paint that we thinned and did the things to and all the rest of it. And then obviously the Red Bull for the RB6, that was all via you as well. So he's the one to blame. And those people who say to me, "Where'd you get the paint from?"
Me.
It was him.
Me, yes.
So that was it. It's your fault for that. So, from that point of view, I have to thank you because, as I say, before I got to use 2-pack paints and understanding how they work as well, that it's a chemical reaction.
Yeah.
So you actually can layer it down proper thick.
You can put it on. You can whack it on.
You can really, and it doesn't run because obviously if you try that with any other type of paint, it's just going to run. It's going to, as it always did to me.
Yeah.
And then through you, say first time I did that with the bike, it was like incredible because I'm thinking it's just going to fall off, and it didn't. And then it self levels like a mirror, and it's that magical thing of not touching it and you just leave it, and off it goes. And then obviously I've got it up there. We did the airliner as well, same type of thing with it, the RB6, and anything else we've done gloss work now has always been down to your things and everything else. So how do you find the crossover between airbrushing and your normal spray painting from work?
Different. It is different
because it is.
I do spray airbrush a lot different. From obviously I spray at work. But I think to me paint's paint. Whether it's car paint or Tamiya paint, MRPs, Model A, whatever. Paint's paint. I've got a fetish for paint, as we discussed. I was going to get some Mission Models paint in to try that, and I'm a bit of a sucker for. If something new comes out, I've got to try it and give it a go. And I think with any medium with paint, it's practice and getting to know the product.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Get its limits, what it can do, what it can't do, and kind of stick with it. I mean, I'm quite lucky, and like Phil is, I think, we can get away with using lacquer paints, where obviously some people can't. It's you don't be spraying it around on the kitchen table or wherever you do modelling. It's different. So then. Obviously getting Vallejo Model A or any of the sort of other acrylics is getting it and practicing with it, isn't it? And just knowing what you can do and what you can't.
As I say, like when I was talking to in the live airbrushing thing, it is that thing of actually understanding why it's not working. I think it's more important to know why it is working. Because if you know what's wrong, you can correct it. It's the bit where you're painting, you just can't understand why you're getting rough texture or it's patchy or it's just not covering. And it's as soon as you understand, knowledge is power, and away you go. So it is finding the limits to all the paints. And
it definitely is. I mean, with the MRPs and say Tamiya and Guns paints, and they are pretty foolproof, aren't they? Let's be honest. You can put them in and whack them on, and they do what they say on the tin. I think obviously the acrylic ranges are a bit, you need to know a bit more about them and get used to using them. Obviously temperature is going to affect it, whether you're in hot countries, cold, wherever you are in the world. But it's just going to know it. It's like I said with my figures. I've been using the Vallejo white top model paints and model colour, should I say, and it's just knowing how to use them and how to thin them. And I use a wet palette, so but they're like water. They're not much thicker than what I paint with for the figures. So it's just building them up. But obviously, because they're so thin, they dry that fast. So you can keep at it. It's not like you're waiting.
No.
If it's with oils, you've got to put your layer on, then you're waiting for a day. So it does speed the process up. But again, it's not putting on too thick, so you don't sort of lose your details. But all my cockpits, normally if I do seats or any brush painting, I will use the Vallejo's. I don't use any others. So. But it's now because I'm getting used to it. I have to use them. So yeah, but the crossover really, like I say.
So which did you learn first, airbrushing or normal car painting?
Car painting.
So
I didn't really have an airbrush till a lot. I did have an airbrush, I think. I had an old De Vilbius. God, what was their old airbrush called? Sprite Major.
All right.
You remember them? I had one of them, but again, it was the setup with a compressor and I mean, this is when like I was living at home, so I used to get moaned at a lot because obviously probably enamels, Umbro enamels, and they do smell at the best. You know what I mean? So we used to get moaned at from mum for spraying them around. But yeah, I'm a bit of a sucker for airbrushes as well. I have to say, I think I've got 10.
Right, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but I used 2.
Yeah. So, favourite airbrush whilst we're there?
Oh, the Evos for me. Like this Aldrin's Steenbeck Evos. But I've just got like your oldest one. I've not got the fancy one. I don't have one of these.
Oh, the Infinity.
No, I've not got the Infinity. I've just got an Evo. But and an Ultra. And they do for me. They do for what I want.
Yeah.
But again, it's learning how to use a tool.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's it. Practice, and more practice. So.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah.
No.
But definitely buy a decent airbrush.
Yeah.
Don't mess around with cheap airbrushes. Once you've got one, it will last you.
Yeah.
So if you look after it and clean it, which I don't. I'm rubbish at it. I just blow it through and grease the needle, and that's about it. It gets
that's it.
You know.
Yeah. Okay, so going through favourite primer.
This is Tamiya, actually. Tamiya aerosol primer.
Right.
It's rock hard. It's really good stuff. I don't really use anybody else's. I tried Vallejo's. Yeah. Not really. I think it's good, but not for planes.
No.
So, again, it's got its uses, but it's definitely not for aircraft. An AK's primer.
Right.
I do like their primer, but again, that's a lacquer-based primer, so it's
it's the smelly side of it.
It's what I'm used to as well. So, but yeah, it's mainly the lacquer-based stuff, really.
So whilst we're here, do you use car filler on your planes?
Can
you do that?
I've done, yeah.
Yeah.
The fine filler though, obviously not the heavy duty stuff. It's just the fine putty for sort of pinholes and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So that works well.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so painting techniques, obviously I take it because you're a bit of a paint whore. You don't have a particular brand you're very into that you use all the time, or your go-to paint, or are you just because of the colour?
I'm not even sort of colour, like, how people's got to have the right colour. If it's in the right shade, ballpark, I'll run with that, really. I've got into MRPs, I've got to say. They are really nice, but just because of how they lay down, really, how smooth they go on. But Tamiya's I've got the full range of, because that was in the shop. The AK metallics I go to. Still use guns. I've never really gone to Model A. I've got to say I've never really gone down that route because I've used Tamiya, I suppose. But so I've used Attacker paints. I've got some of them. I've got Life Colour. Tried them, not for spraying. They're a bit odd. They're odd work. They go down nice once you get them right, but you have to actually get them spot on to use. What else have I got in my stash? God, AK's paints. I ain't got any big ammo paints. I think that's about it. I don't think there's any other makes, is there? I can't think of any. I've got Model Masters.
Right, yeah.
Got those. Humbros. I've still got I've still got Humbro enamels, which I still use occasionally. I think that's it. Yeah. When I do a tour of the shed, I'll do a video of the shed, and I will.
Yeah, give us a grand tour.
I'll give you a grand tour, and I'll show you the amount of paint I have actually got. Yeah, it's a bit scary, really, when I think about it, but yeah.
I think the trouble is like with us, when we have the stall before, you tend to buy it all, and then you have it, and then obviously you get your good sellers, your bad sellers, you end up absorbing it into your own stash.
Yeah.
That, you know, what you've discontinued and stuff. So it's like me, I've got boxes of Squadron Putty. White and green and stuff like that still, and like all these things down there, and glues and stuff. They're handy to have still, but it's amazing how you sort of absorb it. They get what I call the dust effect. They'll sit there at the back, and then one day you just need them.
Just pull them out and just think,
use them.
Just need that. I think that is one thing with this hobby, is you do kind of collect a lot of stuff over time.
Oh, definitely. I think, you know, especially some people, and I know I take the mick a lot of times about guys who, like you, have every paint out there. Which you do. But you don't need to. But in some ways, I just, you know, there's obviously a lot of guys out there on a really tight budget, or they're new to the hobby, and they see these people with walls of paint of every single one. And my point is, you don't need them all, because you're not going to use them all.
You don't.
You know? You don't. I'm not having a dig at these people who do have them, because you're one of them. But it's just that thing of like, you know, I think sometimes it's very intimidating. People, they feel the pressurised into getting them all. But it's not just paint, it's tools as well. Because I know people would just have every tool. You know, new tool comes up, they'll just go out and buy it, and it's like 50, 60, 70 quid. And then, from my point of view, then they'll start moaning because of the price of kits. And I often think, have you seen, because I go to a lot of people's places, how many tools and equipment and the thousands of pounds that are involved there, and then they moan about their stash because there's hardly anything in it. So if you didn't buy as many tools, you have, you know, one or the other, or don't do much of either. And like some of the guys that are especially coming back to the hobby now, you see them and they're like, I've only got this. Trust me, that's great. That's all you need.
You do only need some basics.
You only need basics. You don't need to go off and get absolutely everything.
Yeah, you're correct. You know? Because I'm lucky with my wife. When I come away down here to see you, I can normally bring a kit.
That's right.
Just to play about with at night when our daughter's gone to bed. And I just do bring the basics. Yeah. And it obviously works. Obviously not the airbrush or anything like that, but if I'm just building something, and that is all you need. But I'm a bit of a tool hoarder. I've got to have this, and you see, you know, it's fatal. But the amount of stuff I do use is minimum, really. So
Okay, so painted the model. What about clear coating?
Besides 2-pack lacquering, which is obviously not a thing. Actually, Tamiya's clear. What is it? XF 86. What are we on now? I can't remember.
Oh god, yeah, it's 86, isn't it? Is their clear?
But they're clear gloss.
Yeah.
I've actually got some Future, or whatever you call it, but it's the old milky stuff. The
white one.
The
intermediate.
The smelly lemon one. Is it?
That's
that one.
The one they have to give everything a smell to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's about it. But I've gone down your route now of polishing.
Yeah. I
don't give flat coats to anything anymore.
No.
I've gone off that.
Yeah.
It's all polishing and stuff. So, but I think that's about it really.
Cool.
I can't think of any. No, I have actually got some single pack lacquer. I just showed you a picture on my phone.
Yes, very glossy.
Too glossy. It's just not going to work. Really for aircraft. It's a bit overkill.
It's like a
really.
mirror.
Yeah. But I think that's it.
Yeah. Okay, so we're assuming decals pretty much anything that fits.
Yeah.
What about setting solutions?
Mr. Softener, the Gundy's,
right.
Mr. Hobby, whatever it is, that stuff. And I've got some mag scale as well. So any of them really.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. What about weathering?
Now you see, this is another thing.
Yeah.
Oils, enamels, yaw washers. Obviously polishing now, or matting off with sanding sticks. Anything for that. Again, that's another sort of thing with me. It's like
whatever goes.
Yeah, and whatever I'm building actually as well, whether it's an armour kit or an aircraft kit. I weather differently for each, obviously, but so different products come in for that. Yeah.
Cool. That's it. Fantastic. What about dioramas? Do you do anything with those? Do you do any little dioramas and bases? I've started.
I've always been interested in dioramas since I got an old Verlinden book.
Right.
From God knows when.
Yeah.
And it was just like, wow, they're cool.
Yeah.
And that's always been ticking away, and hence the two figures. is going on a little base. I think more vignettes, is it? You pronounce it?
Pass.
Rather than diorama, you know, where it's just sort of a vehicle and a couple of figures.
Yeah.
And perhaps a wall or whatever, rather than the big sort of, you know, the big dioramas, because it's obviously a space. But I think if you're building a vehicle, it's just nice to have a little backdrop and perhaps a figure, just to the human touch.
Definitely.
I think it's a bit harder with aircraft. I think the wingnut wings, if you're going 30 seconds, you can probably get away with it. Like the wingnut wings, they've got quite a range, haven't they? And I think some of the other companies are latching onto it. But I think with vehicles and that sort of thing, it's nice to have sort of a figure in the backdrop. So again, that's a completely. I mean, you've seen that book. You've read that book that I purchased. It's space, I think, as well, isn't it, with him? And it's an all new discipline. Yeah, he's getting ground work and that sort of thing, right? So again, it's you know, be a jack of all trades and master of none.
But I think that is the secret with the entire hobby, is to literally, if you can do, you know, multiple things, you know, and you're just one of these guys who, you know, perhaps can turn your hand to different genres and different things in there. I think it's one of those things where you can, you know, master a certain technique but take it with anything else you do. So I'm a great believer in, like, you know, figure painting has always been my sort of nemesis. I don't really do figure painting and all the rest of it, but in the same ways I've said that about things like World War I aircraft, we're doing wings and stuff like that. But when you get into it and you learn it, like you were saying before, it's learning a new technique and learning the limitations of what paint can do and what it can't. But what you can actually do is turn yourself around and, you know, actually doing the wood effect like we're doing on wings, and we've done the rigging now and all the rest of it. And it's like figure painting. I think if I was to properly get my head down and get my head around it, you'll be good, you know, and can produce just something that's acceptable.
Yes.
And then you can take it from that level and move on. But what you can also do is you're taking that knowledge and can use it elsewhere.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you're doing armour, aircraft, whatever. Having, you know, just the knowledge of how certain things work can just be used throughout the entire hobby as a whole. And that's what annoys me in some ways when people say, "Oh, I'm not into that. I'm not into figure painting. I'm not into armour. I'm not into aircraft. I'm not into naval. I'm not into civilian." Because you can take all of those knowledgeable things and use them anywhere in the hobby. Like, for instance, gloss work was always my nemesis. But probably if I'd looked at a lot more people doing cars. But because it's not really my thing and I don't take that much notice of it, I didn't look. Now I'll see how the car guys do certain things, and I'll take how they did gloss work on a car and do it on an airliner. And that's the crossover.
Well, that's it. You've got to cherry pick what's best.
That's it.
Or what you think is best for you, and not just pigeonhole yourself to just I build aircraft and that's it. Because, like I say, you could get something from guys who paint figures or the armour guys.
It's like, you know,
I mean, there's been a lot of crossover from the armour to the aircraft with the weathering.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then that can go on to ships. Yeah. Ships get weathered, ships,
absolutely.
You know, harsh environment, or, you know, sci-fi.
But also, like with a figure, you could say, right, okay, well, like doing the uniform of a figure actually is uniform. But no, because you could use those techniques and those weathering and the shadows and highlights on a tarp on a Land Rover.
Yes.
You know, or on stowage on a piece of armour. It's the same principles.
But I mean, the big thing with armour is like the colour modulation, isn't it? That's come, but that's been taken from canvas painting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So you can take it from the art world as well as.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Which, you know, which a lot of painting techniques, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whether it's come from that genre or somebody else. So. Yeah. But you just pick, just broaden your horizons and sort of pick what's best. You know, what works for you as well, really. I mean, what works for me might not work for you.
Yeah, that's what we've always said.
Or anybody else, absolutely.
Cool. So. Well, there we go. First of all, welcome to the team.
Thank you.
We're hoping to see great things from you over the next few months and everything else. You can obviously going to be following with Matt, various things he's going to be doing. He's going to be doing a few reviews. He's going to be doing, obviously, a little bit of video work and everything else. And you're going to see a lot more of him, obviously. That's it now. Your team.
Remember, that's it.
That's it. He gets a little tag and thing. But hopefully, as I say, Matt's going to be coming along and could be able to bring his unique insight into various things as well and things like that. So it should be an absolute pleasure.
I'll be doing some 2-pack lacquering, I would have thought, at some point.
At some point like that. You can do all about that one and everything else. So what we're going to do is Matt's actually here for the afternoon to paint his Lightning.
I have to paint it. I've got 2 weeks to finish it.
You've got 2 weeks because it's actually going to be a Driftfield show. Yeah. So he's got to get on with that one.
I really have got to get my finger out. Luckily, a lot of the undercarriage is done, the cone's done, so it's just really painting and decaling, and I don't think I'll weather it a lot, to be honest. I might keep this one clean. Yeah. But yes, I've got to get on with it.
What markings?
It's going, it's the one with the white tail.
Right.
I couldn't even tell you what squadron it is or anything, because it's the set that you got me. It's Model Alliance decals. So yeah, it's going to have the white spine, the white tail.
Right.
But because I made a cock up, shall we say, when I was building this, because it's actually supposed to have the early round tail.
Yeah.
And I've stuck the square one on. Why not paying attention to what I was doing?
Yeah.
So I've had to adapt this one. Yeah, I've had to adapt it.
Yeah.
And the white tail one is the only early, because this is an early F1.
Yeah.
It's the only early one with the square tail.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It'll be fine.
It's gonna have to be. It's gonna have to do, because I ain't got time to do another. But I do actually have the big one, the big 32nd one. And I've just won some decals from eBay on Saturday.
Oh right, cool.
So the wrong decals that are in the kit can be gone.
That's right. Yeah.
So
you get the right ones on it.
I've got the right ones. So yeah.
There you go.
But again, just the lighting is not a plane I'm actually overly interested in. It was one of them, and I thought, you know, I started building it and actually got quite into it. It's funny, isn't it, how you can do some builds that you think, oh, I'm really liking this, and then you kind of don't, and then other things, this is going to be a bit of a struggle, and it's not, you actually quite get into enjoying it. And this is one of them, to be honest. This is, for an old Airfix kit, it's actually goes together really nicely and quite simple, really.
Cool.
Stress-free.
That's the way. As stress-free as possible.
Yeah.
Right, there we go. We'll leave it there, but thank you very much for joining us, Matt.
No problem at all, thank
looking
you.
forward to see you soon, and we'll see you all soon. So, till later, everybody. Happy modelling. Take care.
Bye-bye.